all ready to go.
Let's introduce ourselves first.
Sure. Yeah, I always forget about it because I kind of feel like
We're excited.
yeah, too excited for the insights to
True.
share. So
And we do have a lot of people who just keep on coming back every
Yeah.
month. So we feel like you guys know us already. But for the sake of the new people, my name is Jamie. And I'm a client success manager of AIX. And yeah, we're here again this month for another webinar. And we're joined with.
yeah, Alan Park. I'm the head of marketing at AIX. So yeah, as you can tell from the title of this poster, what we will talk about today will be the marketing, big issues that have taken place in Japan over the 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? It's already half
I-
of the year.
I lost belief. I don't believe in time anymore. Yeah, time flies by so fast, and it almost feels like when I acquainted with Sakura, the other member, provided 2024 predictions in last December, and it's already June, and we are halfway through to 2024. So I'm wondering, how have you guys been in 2024?
You can just react with an
Yeah,
emoji,
thumbs up or
thumbs up, crying emoji.
yeah. So I've been good, I think. Well, yeah,
It's been
healthy and still sound in work, and yeah. So
true. Have to work on the health part, but yeah, it's been good so far.
yeah. How about you guys? Hope you guys have been good as well in many cases, and hope it gets better in the latter half. So, but let's see how it was like for Japan. Before we get into it, so if you are not, so fluent in English, you can, turn on the transcript and then translation on the Google. You can try that. And then if you have questions, feel free to leave the chat or the questions on the Q&A using what the Google Meet provides. So at any time, I mean, we will have a Q&A session by the end, but you can leave whatever that pops up in your head in the middle. You're welcome to leave those messages. Okay. And before there are a lot of before things that we will talk about before the main content, but it's pretty exciting news. I'm sure many of you guys already know that there will be one of the biggest game, whether it's mobile or PC, a game event in the world, taking place in September 25th to 26th to the end of the week in Tokyo. It's called Tokyo Game Show, and AIX is gladly to invite anybody who is coming to Tokyo Game Show or who's coming to Tokyo or Japan around that time. If you guys want to join in for a Tokyo Game Show night, meetup network in Tokyo here at AIX
Yes.
Lounge.
For that month, it's not going to be a virtual coffee break, but it's going to be an
Yeah.
offline coffee break.
So we're looking for anybody who's desiring to actually have some cheers
With us.
with us face to face. Yeah. So please, book this event, and then you can register for the event on our AIX post. The links will be shared, obviously, and then just let us know if you have any questions or concerns with this. Yeah. So another thing, and I promise you this is going to be the last one before the main content. Feel free to request a topic for the next coffee break. We have lots and lots of things that we want to discuss with you guys, but we felt like it'd be better to focus in on you. Like, what do you guys want to discuss and discover the most when it comes down to Japan or even Korea? So like when you think of this seemingly significant markets in the Far East, like just participate in the survey, please, and then just tell us what you want to know, and we will do our best to give you what we think from the perspectives that we work in as the people working in this specific environment. Okay.
Okay. Finally.
Yeah. table contents. So let's jump into straight away. So what did we predict in last December? Do you remember, Jamie?
Fortune telling. Do I remember? Well, we're gonna talk about it again. Lucky you.
Yeah. So this was a rewind, and look at my hair. It's quite different than now.
It's been
Yeah.
half a year.
Yeah. Half a year can do a lot of things to you. So what did we talk about? We did discuss the privacy restrictions going to be enhanced in 2024, and which is happening. It wasn't necessarily a prediction. It was just like known fact already because Google and Apple stressed out that they will do it. So that's already happening. And so what we assumed was that due to the fact that gaining more new users will become harder thanks to privacy protection, retargeting and third-party cookie, obtaining and footprinting, scanning all harder. So what the Japanese companies and the brands focused on was to make loyal users. So let's offer more merits to the current users. Let them come back to their service. Let them purchase more items from their brand. That was the game plan that they were having. So the Yomiuri Land, club launched their like renewed membership service in 2022, and by like this time, they have experienced 50% more visitors to that theme park. And then United Arrow is not user acquisition, by the way. Okay, so United Arrow is a fashion brand in Japan and was launched another membership in 2023 August, and then there were more 33 times more monthly reviews on their products because they are offering a lot more to like writing reviews and revisit to the store and things like that. So it increased more like trust with the existing users, but more users can lead to what? Organic new users, right? So it's really making more great effect, and then that's what we saw. We will see more, and let's see how it has turned out in 2024. And another trend that we thought it would happen in 2024 was to continuous low rate of Japanese yen. Yeah, I know it's painful for employees like us who are working in Japan because we are getting paid with Japanese yen. But yep. Well, in this video in 2023, it says $1 is equal to 143 Japanese yen.
How much is it now?
It's me, it's 160.
60
Yeah.
something.
So it's getting lower, it's getting cheaper. So more inbound marketing, has been coming into 2024, and we will talk about how that has actually played in the marketing area. Yeah. So we also, had, some of the predictions about like more personalized experiences will gain attention, and the nostalgic content of the game, like remaking existing IPs and things like that. But let's see how the professional marketers and the practitioners and the researchers have actually recapped what have happened in the 2024. So it's the Japanese economy. So it's like times in Japan, and what they recapped was that the red ones are the impact and the green ones are the future. So impact is things that have already affected the market, and future is starting to affect the market but will have bigger impact soon. So in terms of the future ones, subscription model is gaining a high increase in the growth, and the borderless e-commerce, we'll get back to it soon, what it is, but it's gaining a lot of attention, and the generative AI is a bit kind of obvious, but it's just taking a lot of space and part in Japan as well. And impact-wise, personalization, more we will coin the term personalized experiences on that term, is affecting the marketing market in Japan a lot. And borderless EC has already affected it, and generative AI as well. So how are you gonna connect these recaps of the actual professionals in Japan to what our former prediction in 2023? So the loyal users and like personalized experience can go to the subscription model. So like it really helps out the users continue to use a certain brand, and then to keep the current users um, at a good like lifetime value. And then the low Japanese yen and inbound marketing is relating to the borderless e-commerce. And then yep, the personalized experiences, personalization, and also to the subscription model as well. Nostalgic content, well, there are games have been published with remaking the existing IP and things like that. So it's still a thing, but it hasn't necessarily like had a great impact compared to these items. So this has made us this table of contents. We will talk about personalized experience and the immersiveness and how it has affected the Japanese market in 2024 so far, and then the subscription business examples and the borderless, e-commerce. And then we will, finalize our session with what to expect then in the latter half of 2024.
Right. Okay, so let's go to the first topic, which is personalized experience. So let me just clarify as well what really is the thing that we want to talk about. So on our next slide. So if you hear about like personalization, I think you would think of like identify, differentiate, and then look at the customer interaction, and then you personalize. So more like the marketing technology that we use for like certain promotions and ads. What we do want to talk about here is that the like kind of like all about the person, like finding the real me or just something just for me. So that kind of like personalized experience is the thing that's kind of like trending nowadays, and a lot of businesses are doing as well. So one example that we have here is the Zozo Towns app, which is called Where. So they recently updated their app, and they put an AI integration in it that analyzes the user's style. So like they use like AR technology. So you can take a picture of yourself or in your makeup as well. So it will like give you suggestions on your style and also what kind of makeup would suit you. So this actually reminds me as well of Uniqlo. Uniqlo, in their app, if you connect your purchases using their app, it will like mix match the things that you have bought in the past, and like it will like create an outfit for you as well. So I think it's really becoming a thing right now, or already a thing in Japan right now.
Yeah. So it's mixture of obviously AI is in it. So I think it's beneficial when because a lot of people have hard time to choose which clothes that you want to wear. And if we are getting help from this AI and more featured ways of like this is gonna suit you based on our facial analysis and body type analysis.
It's interesting that we're in this stage in the technology now.
Yeah, eventually maybe in 10 years, who knows, you will have a AI running AI run house. So like when you wake up and then the mirror tells you, okay, master, you should wear this outfit because
I would love to have that.
So yeah, that will make the decision making so quick.
Yep, and that's the next one as well. Talking more about personalized experience, Be Real. Have you ever heard about this thing? Of course you have. But apparently there's a lot of people who, from abroad, outside Japan, who are surprised that Be Real is actually trending in Japan, and it's number one. So we have this trends by a popular, they always talk about Gen Z and like do research about Gen Z, and the top one trending event and things for the Gen Zs in Japan is Be Real. So why do you think it's becoming a trend right now? So we talk about this as well. Which webinar was it? Was it also
the last December one?
Right. So
we talk about like Gen Z and who those apps that make you track
Mhm.
your friends'
So apparently,
real-time, locations.
right.
It's kind of scary, but yeah.
But yeah, it works for Japanese Gen Z because they feel like it's their own private space. They can only share their information, between this
Mm.
limited closed group. And yeah, this personalized experience is really growing in Japan for 2 years now, especially for Gen Zs. And just talking more about this trending things, the top 10 thing, I also wrote an article about this. If you see some words in the list that you don't really know, I wrote an article like just introducing these things. It would be interesting for you, I think. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
also trending catchphrase as well.
Yeah, so like, even though it's a name of app, it can also be a phrase that you can say out loud to someone else. Be real, right? Do not lie to me. Be real, right? And it has become a catchphrase too among the Gen Z. So like, those kind of little bitty, amusements really have helped Be Real to grow, but it's more of like it's gonna allow you to have your own very unique and exclusive space for you and for your friends. And yeah, so that's the personalized experience that we have seen in 2024.
Yes.
And what else?
Another thing is LYP, which stands for Line Yahoo Premium. So recently, Line and Yahoo merged, and we're gonna talk more about that later. And yeah, it's the
What's Line though?
Line. Line is the biggest chatting or messaging app in Japan, which is used by majority of Japanese people. So it's kind of like the WhatsApp, or what else is there? Viber, in other country. It's really big, and I think Yahoo as well.
Yeah.
The
Big search engine.
big search engine,
Yeah.
and Yahoo is still competing against Google right now. I mean, Google is big, but surprisingly, Yahoo Japan is still in Japan.
Yeah.
So yeah, long story short, they're two really big companies, and this merge is promoting more personalized services to the users. So their goal is to improve more user engagement by providing this really personalized benefits.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of this benefits during the first half of 2024.
So Line Yahoo Premium is also a subscription model, which we'll discuss soon. So what the subscription, offers you is that, I will talk about it soon, but the Yahoo and Line also has PayPay, the biggest, electric payments method in Japan. So if you are subscribed to Line Yahoo Premium, you get 5% more point upon your purchase with PayPay. And yeah, so and if you purchase some item on the Line Yahoo Shopping or Line Shopping or Yahoo Shopping, you get more points. So it's simply put more cashback with your subscription model.
Which is nice, very nice. I like it.
Yeah, and more features will be allowed within Line and Yahoo as well. So like saving videos and then leaving the bookmark in the file shared in the Line, and all unlimited access to the 12 million Line emojis, stickers. So
That's a lot.
yeah, that's a lot. And how did that work? Eventually. So like surprisingly, Line, though it is the biggest chatting app in Japan, was originally developed by the biggest search engine in Korea called Naver. Yeah, so the service started out as a Korean-made app, but then it grew really big. So like Naver couldn't control all of it, so they needed help from a Japanese company, SoftBank, one of the three telecom giants in Japan, right? So now we have SoftBank and Naver, holding about 64% of the entire stocks of Line. But then, Yahoo Japan, also owned by SoftBank, wanted to put together and then provide more personalized and then productive, valuable service to the Japanese people. They combine, merge together, and then Line Yahoo now has a big chunk of stocks of very significant services in Japan. PayPay, big electronic payment. Zozo, we talked about the wear. So Zozo Town is actually the biggest fashion e-commerce brand in Japan, and ASCO, the biggest stationery goods e-commerce in Japan. A lot of biggest stuff within Line Yahoo, and Line Pay had the biggest number of users as well, but then it's recently just removed and then completely, and then stated out that from the latter half of 2024, I will discuss it soon too, but we'll focus more on PayPay. So it's gonna give a lot of point backs and cashbacks when the Line users start using PayPay. So yeah, so just to say that this giant merging with another giant will create the biggest giant with the first party cookie in Japan. So their personalization marketing and the personalized experiences they provide will probably change the industry pretty big. So please.
Yeah, with all those information, what do we mean by all of this? We want to say that for what foreign brands can do for this topic is design a service for every user, but it's really important to make the experience exclusive, unique, and customizable, which we can really see that it works so far in Japan this half of 2024.
Yep.
Keep that in mind. Okay. And to go deeper with personalization, personalized experience, we go through immersiveness. So what do you think about whenever you hear about immersiveness?
The picture on the right.
Yes.
I lived in Japan too long.
Me too, actually. But yeah, apparently, other people would think if you say immersiveness, it's like the VR and AR immersiveness. But in Japan, knowing Japan, it's a little bit extra.
Yeah.
So
there's still VR and XR, AR when you refer to immersive, but Japan is capable, especially Tokyo is capable of providing it without the thing on top of your eyes.
Right.
It's still immersive, but without the machine.
Yes. So some examples we can see in Japan, or that we saw in Japan doing the immersiveness experience. There's one really huge mall that opened recently in Harajuku. So if you've been in Harajuku before, there's a really popular escalator that's has a mosaic mirror.
Yeah.
Very popular.
Yeah,
probably you've
this
seen
building,
it.
Yeah.
That one is they built this building in front of that building. So it's more like when you're in Harajuku, you're just immersed with art, I'd say. And inside this building as well, they had a lot of spaces where people say that the retail part and the art part is kind of intertwined, and you don't know which is which.
This is it, right?
Yeah, that one is a indoor picnic seating area. And
okay, so you are doing picnic within the building.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
Yes, interesting. And they also have in the building, you can see there's a lot of greenery out there, though. So there's a rooftop vertical garden, which is 3 floors, I think.
Okay.
So it's very, you can just feel the nature, be with the nature inside the city.
In the biggest town in
Yes.
Tokyo.
On the right, there's also the pedestrian lane. It's called the Nature Crossing Gallery with the what do you call that? The art, moving
Digital
art.
art.
Yes, digital art. And another thing there is the what is that?
This.
This is also you don't know which is art and which is usable for fun.
So it's you step into a place within the building, but it's completely different from where you came from. It's like stepping into a whole new world. So you are immersing yourself.
Yes, and
in
also
that environment.
to make the immersive a a little bit literal, there's also a public bath inside the mall.
Inside of the mall.
Inside of the mall. So that's the picture over there with the Mount Fuji.
I mean, pretty fancy.
Yeah, it is fancy. And I heard that since there's too many people, they just make it a little bit private to just the Harajuku residents for now,
Ah,
because it's
that's a
quite
good
popular.
idea.
There's a
Because
lot
we
of
got
people.
like 3 million visitors from other country too.
Mhm.
It might be a very, very nice experience.
Yes.
Okay, that was just one example, right?
Yes.
Yeah, a
We
lot more.
also have this newly opened Shibuya Tsutaya. So if you've been in Japan, or probably you've just watched anime or news, that you would know this building is the first building that you'd see right after you go out of Shibuya Station. So they had a quite long renovation and they're finally open last April. And they have this new concept which focused on experiential entertainment. So there's a lot of
Okay.
things there. The most thing I was excited about was the renovation of Starbucks. Starbucks fan, but yeah, just personal preference. So the design of that store as well is very like the one table is like connected to everyone. But another thing that's interesting is the first floor, which is kind of like a pop-up place
Mhm.
where IPs can have their
Yeah.
what do you call that? Not gallery, but like their own space to cater to the
Yeah.
fans.
So it's like, having an OH inside of the building,
Mhm.
and then it's so easy to bring in the fans. And then at the same time, as from the brand's perspective, you can so easily, provide the experience of the fans, both fans and non-fans of that specific IP, a specific, experience
Mhm.
with that, being really immersed within it.
Yes, and I just want to talk shortly about the last picture. They have a Pokemon card lounge. It's a whole floor just for people playing Pokemon cards. So
Okay.
that's
Trading card, game zone in this major building of Tokyo and in Japan.
yes.
So yeah, it's like, you can still play the, Pokemon card, maybe online and maybe inside of your home with your friends, but, doing it in this, big building, and the building decided to actually provide such space means a lot.
Mhm.
Like, so like, just like, the Harakudo, is providing a very unique experience, very immersive experience to the visitors who make it there. It's not just about, visiting a place that's, popular. It's not just a landmark that you have seen on a textbook or on like, AI generated
Mhm.
images. But it's just like, you are jumping into the Pokemon world. You're jumping
Yes.
into your famous your favorite, IP world.
Exactly.
So those kind of experiences are really bringing more audiences
Mhm.
in Japan, and the top notch is
The
this.
Shibuya Park. Have you ever been here?
I am. I mean, I like, visiting it
I
there.
enjoyed a lot when I went there. I have a picture with the Pokemon there. But
Me
yeah,
too.
yes. So a lot of things to say here, but apparently there's 1/4 of foreigners coming to Japan visits this place. Imagine 1/4 of all the foreigners who is visiting in Japan have been
Okay.
here. So it's bringing a lot of money.
Well, I'm
for-
included there, but I'm not a traveler, so I don't know if I count. But yeah.
True. But yeah, it's popular with MZ generation, millennial and Gen Zs. And there's a lot of interesting stuff there. Of course, there's Pokemon, there's Nintendo, there's a lot of anime stuff.
And it changes too, right?
Yes.
Like, it's short-term stuff.
Mhm.
So whenever you visit there, you get to experience another world.
Yes, they have a lot of dining places too, and I heard they opened a drag restaurant where the people who are serving are in drag, which is quite interesting for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the branding is just like very giving you a lot of experiences, vibrant and chaotic shopping experiences.
Interesting.
Yes. So what can we do with this information? So we want to say that when you scale your marketing in Japan, you can also consider doing offline events, goods production, bringing digital service to tangible to make it. So equals to
make it immersive. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know, like, it's going to require a lot of investment, a lot of, thoughts, a lot of, designings and, thinking process too. But, I think the outcome will be worthwhile looking at, what has been going on over this, 2024 so far. What's the next topic?
A pricing subscription. So, Alan, are you subscribed to anything right now at the moment or like in the past in Japan?
Well, I'm subscribed to Netflix and Amazon Japan, but those are like almost life essential right now. But and other than that, my subscription to Bumble, one of the dating app, was expired last week.
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm having a break. Anyway, yeah. How about you?
it's okay. It's okay. For me, I also do have, the normal Netflix, Disney Plus subscriptions, but in Japan, you can also subscribe to a supply of rice,
Oh.
which you can save a lot of money. So,
Oh wow.
Yes.
So how much rice do you receive every month if you're subscribed to?
Oh, it depends actually. You
Okay.
can personalize it as well. So
Wow.
and if the schedule is kind of like, oh, I still have rice, you can just like move it to another week.
Okay.
And it would you still pay the same thing. So very personalized. And yeah, I really like it. So
That's good.
anyway, with all those
That's
talking, so it says that the subscription market in Japan is projected to rise by right by 5.2% in year on year. So it's quite big. So there's a lot of market spans. It's the subscription spans in like a lot of services like fashion, restaurant services, takeout, lifestyle, leisure, entertainment, information content,
Okay.
education, and also medical and health. Interesting.
So yeah, pretty much everything.
Pretty much everything. I'll share a bit more about that later on. Okay. So one thing is this home appliance subscription. I didn't know about this until I researched about it. I do want to
Look at
subscribe
this
as
poster
well.
though. Is even lends you a carrier,
Right.
the luggage carrier.
So this business, this brand has been growing as well, and you can just subscribe to like cameras, kitchen appliances,
Okay.
robot vacuum, the Roomba, and yeah, I think even like a kimono as well, which is quite expensive. It's interesting that you can rent that, and yeah, it's been growing and becoming a trend as well. So I think it would be really good for like people who travel a lot for their work. Like if you have just a contract to go to Tokyo, for example, for 1 year, then you can just rent your
All these utensils and
yes.
kitchenwares.
Yes. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can subscribe to this brand.
That's actually very helpful.
Mhm. And then from that corporation, the Rentio Corporation, they do have the Rentify as well, which is so basically it's like they have this system and they also want the other brands to have this kind of system. So they make the Rentify. So a lot of
Any type of brand can apply for subscription service
yes.
on a contract base. Interesting.
Yes.
It's a platform, so the users of it, can even find more items and products and brands apart from what Rentio already provides.
Yes, exactly. And another interesting point is that the next example is you can also subscribe for skincare from Curel now. So Curel is one of the brands that are using the Rentify, and yeah, they just released this this product, and you can subscribe to it for 3,980 yen per month. So which is quite interesting.
As far as I understand, it includes the mask pack that you put on your face, but also the machine, the newly made machine. So I think we can. Oh, okay.
And yeah, skincare is something that you use every month or like 3 times regularly. So it's a
Yeah, that's the machine right there.
good strategy. Right.
Yeah, and usually when it comes down to a skincare machine, it's like expensive, right? And then the consumers always wonder, is it worth paying like, $300, $400 clothes?
Hmm.
Like, is it really worth it? So like it's almost like just testing out this new product. It looks like it's really gonna help my skincare. But about $40 a month is a lot doable than paying for like 300 or $200 for a machine that I'm probably gonna use only like first once or twice. So that's there, and we couldn't include it in here, but Cosme, the big cosmetic platform in Japan, this Curel product actually had a ranking one, the trending brand. So I think maybe your subscription did help it grow.
Okay, the next example is why not for subscription?
I wish that I had it when I was a kid.
Right, you can have like different toys every month or like every
Yeah,
2 months.
I had to quarrel with my parents every time when I discovered a toy that I wanted to have.
Yeah. And also the thing is, if your kid didn't like this toy, you can just exchange it again.
Really?
Which so they
Wow.
have that policy as well. And there's no minimum usage days. If your kid really like it, then you can just continue using it, and then you can replace it as many times as you like. And I think it's very smart. And
It is.
I'd like to not to recommend this to
You lived in
other
Japan too
people.
long. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I think it's the last example. This one is something that I really want to try. Is the clothing subscription.
Oh, okay.
So this one, I was talking about it to Alan earlier, and he's saying like, oh, but I cannot really choose like which one I would like, style and whatever. But apparently, some services also comes with a stylist. So you can have a stylist.
So it's going to deliver the stylist to your home?
Well,
That's a joke.
maybe that's also possible, but well, yeah.
I'm sorry.
This one's you can talk to the stylist, and then like the
stylist is
stylist
gonna
would
pick
like would pick
clothes.
the style that would suit you, and then you can try it out. So there's
Wow.
a lot of these brands, the 4 brands are quite the largest in Japan right now, and it's becoming more and more popular.
Yeah. So all of this, subscription contract actually bound your users to actually continue to use it at least for the period of time that you commit to, right? And I think that really helps these brands and the companies to save the price for achieving new users, right? When you achieve a new users, and then subscription can at least guarantee some sort of LTV, right? So I think more of this subscription plans will probably increase in Japan. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so we've covered like personalization, immersive, and subscription, and let's talk about more borderless e-commerce. Yeah, so can you believe that orange graph right here of this chart is the 2024, and as you can easily tell, this is the most foreign travelers to Japan ever since the Japan travel bureaucracy recorded it. So it's expected to have about 33 million visitors every month. In 2024, it's actually more 131% more than previous year and 103.8% more than 2019, which was before COVID. So back to normal, but this number isn't normal. So in last 3 months, it had more than 2 million travelers in Japan per month, and in May, that single month, Japan had 3 million visitors.
We are indeed having a little bit of over tourism, as what they say in the
Yeah.
news recently.
Yeah, the over tourism is caused by
You-
my country. Yeah, yeah. So about a quarter of the entire traveling population is coming from South Korea, and then about 15% is from Taiwan and 10% from USA. So a lot of visitors coming from the neighboring country, but also from USA, and it's a lot of people and a lot of travelers in Tokyo and Japan. So what has happened because of that? The e-commerce and the fashion brands, all of these products brands are beginning to take a look at making their e-commerce website to cross-border, also known as borderless e-commerce, supporting the foreign languages and then allowing international shippings. So yeah, it's from like 2020 comparing to 2022, it had about 7% increase on borderless e-commerce market against in just for like United States purchase, and about 6% cross-border incoming purchase from China. Yeah, so like that's a lot of increase when you think about the entire total amount of revenue
Right.
of what the U.S. visitors and U.S. consumers buy from Japan and from China. So actually, example is this Oniska Tiger. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this look of design of the sneaker. This famous Japanese brand,
Mhm.
but 70% of its total revenue is coming from overseas.
Right.
So how did they do it? It's like it's not the most cases, but not every cases, but what they are trying to do is this. So like there are a lot of travelers to Japan. So Oniska Tiger have remodeled or created new offline stores in major cities of Japan, maybe Tokyo, maybe Osaka, Kyoto, Fukuoka, making that space very charming, very attractive, immersive
Mhm.
of the brand.
Yes.
So like there are like
That's why.
Astro Boy characters when they collaborated it, and it was in the Ginza store of Oniska Tiger. So like they will introduce those exclusive brands there, like only can be purchased in that specific store. So like the people can make the purchase at on site
Mhm.
and then get it delivered to your home. Still have the tax exemption,
Mhm.
all the merits you can earn, or you can just have it in your cart of your Oniska Tiger account,
Mhm.
and then you can go back home and then make a purchase there. How can they do it? Is that the Japanese headquarters has all the quantities of the shoes, and at that one specific place they ship out to global. International
Mhm.
distribution happens that way. So that now they're also thinking about making factories and warehouses in other major spaces places and globally, but that's how I have been doing it. And another example of borderless e-commerce is Mercari.
Mhm.
It's the biggest flea market app in Japan.
Yes.
More than 3 billion items have been listed in just one single app, and then 23 million monthly active users are recorded. And it's allowing its users to directly purchase items on Mercari,
Mhm.
100 plus countries.
Yes.
So the border doesn't mean anything to this, the specific platform.
Mhm.
So like, people from other countries, maybe Korea, United States, Great Britain, France, Germany, wherever it is, if they are deeply into like the trading cards that are only sold in Japan, or action figures,
Mhm.
CD albums, character goods, and all different kinds of stuff can be purchased on Mercari from your home.
I actually sold something here too, and it was also bought from someone from US. I just sharing funny story. I sold a K-pop photo card
Okay,
for 20,000 yen.
K-pop photo card sold in Japan
In
to
Japan.
a person in
In the
America.
US,
Okay.
yes, for 20.
Yeah, see how border is doesn't mean anymore
Yes,
in
good
this
opportunity for sellers here too.
Yeah. Speaking of Korea, there is a big, a flea market app that's called Flash Market. Has about 6.5 million monthly active users in Korea. So they started their collaboration in June. It's not a short term; it's a contract. It's a partnering contract. So anybody from Flash Market can purchase items on Mercury, vice versa works as well. So I think this kind of actions toward allowing more chances for the users of each service to have more hands on various goods and products.
Mhm.
I think it's really trending in Japan, and then it's a way of increasing more revenue, not just the local users, but also targeting the visitors to Japan.
Mm.
Has been a major source of income or revenue for this kind of brands. So let's recap what we discussed so far.
Mhm.
First half, personalized immersive content and subscription as priority business model in Japan, and then new contents and events or promotion related to traveling in Japan can be very much considered. Then what can we expect from now? Yeah, so we briefly talked about it. And in 2023, it was $1 equal to about 142 Japanese yen, and then we still thought that was very, very low. It's actually lower. It's $1 is equal to about 160 yen. So yeah, So like just like that emoji, is quite condescending. But international borderless e-commerce, and then targeting those travelers in Japan can still will count, and even more in the latter half of 2024. And then ultimate personalization with the line renewal for to target more line premium. Line premium is noted. So like as we briefly discussed, Line now will integrate PayPay,
Mhm.
Yahoo Japan service within the Line Shopping and the Yahoo Shopping. So like now, almost all the purchase and consumptions can be done with the PayPay, and then that means Line and Yahoo can provide the content and the items that's very personalized to their users, because now they will have all the data to the 96 million and the 60 million and the 50 million, 54 million of all these big giants platforms. Yeah. So all that to say, think of something to fight against it. It might be not a good idea, but maybe you can attempt to put your item or service on the Line or maybe Yahoo Shopping, and those kind of stuff can have your service to reach a vast majority of the Japanese users, and also since it should have very good personalized logic, it should definitely provide a very good performance.
Line ads is very thriving right now, I
Mhm.
would say.
Yeah. Though the traffic is so big, so it's gonna depend on what's your KPI and then what's your category. But especially if it's a product and or very general lifestyle app, it's definitely gonna help.
Okay, and another thing that we can expect is Japanese people tend to do more saving and recycling and reusing stuff. So
Mhm.
one trend that we can see is the Reef Uniqlo. So they promote recycling their used Uniqlo items. So they collect unwanted clothing and then redistribute it globally. And
Okay.
those kind of things. And also Muji also has this thing which they call Remuji. So the same thing. You can give it back to them to have it recycled or upcycled
Mhm.
even. And also with Uniqlo too, I think, or Muji, they have if there's a tour in your shirt, you can just give it to them and they're gonna put art on it or make it even better.
Upcycle it.
Yes. So that's becoming a trend, and we can see that we can
It's gonna increase
increase
in the latter half
mhm.
of 2024.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of related to the low Japanese yen. It does show that the Japanese economy may not be as healthy. So like, the Japanese people are, looking for a way to save money and, become more productive in their lives in general. So another way of doing it is the point accumulation. So almost every brand, despite of, like keeping more loyal users have become, significant. The point system, point accumulation service has been a major, membership program in Japan. So about like 90% of Japanese people actually say that, they consciously and eagerly save points. And they said that, if they accumulate points, they will use the service more frequently. So yeah, all that to say that, having this kind of, point reward system, kind of like cashback in the system too, but, more close to the point accumulation, have become really, really popular and have become more significant with this, better productivity in a trend. So yeah, and I think, we touched on it, a couple of months ago with another, a coffee break. And playing casual games have been a very significant, method for the Japanese people to begin the point accumulation. 31% actually said that, they play the casual and puzzle games to gain points for certain, in various, media. And then, so like, actually according to the Sensor Tower, Royal Match had the experience of almost, 3 times more download and or 2 times more revenue, and then 6 times more download after they began their long CPE point accumulation related advertisement. So yeah, so penetrate. Think of in the latter half of 2024, when you think about Japanese market, try to find a way to penetrate the Japanese market by using the LYP ecosystem, and then think of copywritings and or the text or the content banner design that that can stimulate more productive life, more savings and things like that, and prepare a membership program that such as point system or maybe subscription too. Okay, that's by thus far what we have prepared for today.
And
Yep, it's the Q&A time, and I know that we don't have a lot of times, but if you guys have any notes or concerns, it doesn't have to be related to what we discussed today. It can be something else. So feel free to throw it out loud, and then we'll do our best to give the questions back.
and I know there's a lot of people who joined are interested about apps too. So why now we can answer those questions. as
Sure.
well. And yeah, while you're there as well, please request a webinar topic.
Yep.
If you have something.
Yep.
That you're interested in and we haven't talked about it yet, feel free. We did receive some already about marketing information about Korea and also paywalls in Japan.
Yeah. Like, there are very interesting ways to optimize your paywalls in Japan. So it might be an interesting topic for sure. Yeah, still have some minutes left. So yeah, you can just share your experience. Like maybe if you ever visited in Tokyo or Japan, you can simply share how it was like and what stood out the most to you.
Were there any changes from before and now that you've noticed?
Exactly.
Or anyone interested to go to Japan? Visit Japan, you can come meet us.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah, great. So do let us know if you guys have planned to visit Tokyo Game Show as well. And I know it might be far away, but yeah, it's going to be a very good chance to meet up and
Welcome to Japan.
yeah, indeed.
Okay.
And we're gonna do the audit as well.
Yes.
Can you tell our audience a
Yes.
little bit of information about it?
So for people who registered and put their app name or link, we will be doing an ASO audit of your app in the Japanese and Korean market as well.
Yeah.
So feel free to, if you haven't done it yet, you can just email us.
Or we can reach out to you, and then you can reply to us.
Yes.
Yeah, the free ASL audio window is open to you guys, and then we'll do our best to give you some idea to
Mhm.
improve.
You can comment your app as well.
Yep.
Chat as well. Is there a problem with our chatting?
I think
Or it's fine?
it should be fine. I believe we've had an issue in our
Mhm.
last coffee break, so we've done some tests and it should work. If it's not, please apologize us, and we will do our best to fix it in the next time. Okay, so yeah, we have about to.
How can we share our app? Wait, Joanna, right? Let me check. Joanna. I got your app already. So we'll send it to you in like 5 to 7 working days.
Yeah, within a week. Yeah,
All good.
got you covered.
Yes. Excited to do that. Happy to know different kinds of apps as well. Okay, we have a question. Could you share any specific moments regarding mobile app user onboarding in Japan?
Oh yeah, it's actually a very good question. And then the specific moments, but it's more like the Japanese made apps usually have more like longer onboarding as far as like how I experience. It's like it's more very details and every phases are well thought out, and you might even feel like okay, the tutorials is so long, right? And but then it really try to have you settled in using the app. So and then another note that I can make is that you can seldomly find an app that shows you the payroll like right after the onboarding. In Japan, even though most of the features can be provided through maybe paid subscription model or by paying some tokens, but you can still leave some room for the users to kind of explore in the app. So it might be something else that you can take away and
Thank you for sharing the opportunity
For sure.
to review our apps. I'm curious to see what you put together. We're excited to.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
As well.
Okay.
Same here. Thank you. You're welcome. Always
Yeah.
welcome. We still have about a minute, so feel free if you still have a question. In case we don't have time anymore for your questions, you can just of
Yeah.
course connect with us through LinkedIn or email us or whatever.
Sure.
You can definitely connect to us. And then again, for people who missed the information earlier, we are having a TGS night. So for the people who's coming here for Tokyo Game Show, we're holding a networking event in our headquarters. So we do have a cafe here in the first floor, and the drinks are on us. And we're bringing our coffee break offline in the month of September.
Yep.
Mhm.
So thank you very much for joining us, and we will come back next month. I'm sure some of you will be on your summer break, summer vacation too, but it's gonna go on and it's gonna be uploaded on the web, so you can check it again. So okay, thanks for being together. Thanks for being such a great audience today. And yep, let's keep in touch.
Thank you so much. Bye.